Hey, thanks for tuning in. A little over a year ago, Palmetto State Armory began selling ammo under the brand AAC, or America's Ammunition Company. This AAC is not to be confused with AAC Advanced Armament Corporation, the suppressor company, who was bought by PSA's parent holding company following the Remington Outdoor Company's bankruptcy and dissolution in 2020. I'm getting into the weeds, and maybe I am a little confused on how all this fits together. Nevertheless, I've been excited at the prospect of PSA bringing what they do best, mass production at great prices, into the ammo world. While PSA is known for their low prices, their reputation for QC has been questionable at times, which left us all wondering how would AAC's ammo stack up in terms of reliability and consistency. Today I tested AAC 77 grain OTM versus IMI 77 grain OTM with Chronograph. Overall, the results were somewhat predictable with one big surprise. For some background, beginning in early 2024, AAC 77 grain open tip match ammunition has begun popping up on sale semi-regularly for $11 a box, which is translated to roughly 61 cents per round after shipping and tax. At a time when the cheapest new brass case plinking ammo hovers around 50 cents per round, this is quite the bargain, considering good 77 grain OTMs historically have cost almost double what 55 grain plinking ammo cost. For DMR style 5.56 shooting, my go-to for the past 5 years has been IMI 77 grain OTMs made with Sierra Match King bullets. The IMI Razor Core has long had a good reputation as fairly hotly loaded ammo that competes with Black Hills at a slightly lower price point. I've taken 77 grain IMI out to 1,000 yards on multiple occasions in the past, and it's always performed well. Sadly, the price of IMI 77 grain in recent years has been hovering around $1.20 per round shipped, twice the cost of what AAC 77 grain has been frequently on sale for. So let's see how they do in comparison in the field. For this test, I shot 30 rounds each of AAC 77 grain OTMs and IMI 77 grain OTMs out of a 16-inch LaRue barrel, as well as a 14.5-inch Knights armament. The primary variable I'm measuring is muzzle velocity as Chrono'd by a Garmin Xero, but I also shot two 10-round groups with each ammo and barrel combination. I was zeroing both rifles, which is why it wasn't three 10-round groups. I'm not the greatest group shooter, and I wasn't shooting from a sled. I was shooting a fairly quick cadence, so take these groupings with a grain of salt. It is worth noting, however, that I do think many of us overestimate our capabilities when we shoot 5-round groups. It's hard to hide the truth with a 10-round group. No disclosures here, all ammo purchased by myself. Here you see the Chronograph results. The IMI was slightly more consistent than the AAC. In the 16-inch upper, the IMI had a standard deviation of 16 compared to 19.24 for the AAC. In the 14.5-inch upper, the IMI had a SD of 12.5 in comparison to 17.6 for the AAC. Although I put much less faith in my groups as a metric for accuracy of ammo, they did reflect the trend of the IMI shooting slightly tighter. My 4 10-round groups with IMI averaged 1.56 inches at 100 yards in comparison to 1.59-inch average for the AAC. I'll leave the numbers up on the screen for you to form your own conclusions. A big limitation I want to point out is that this is a small sample size of a few boxes from the same lots of ammunition. A big variable when considering ammunition is the consistency over time. If you buy the exact same ammo a year from now, will it perform the same as a lot made 12 months previously? I have 2 big takeaways. While I wasn't shocked that the IMI performed better, I was pleasantly surprised that the standard deviation of the AAC was under 20 feet per second in both rifles, and not drastically higher than the IMI. While the IMI would be my go-to in a competition, if AAC is able to keep pumping out this quality of 77 grain match ammo for $11 a box, it's going to be my go-to for longer range 5.56 shooting in the future. It's fairly remarkable to have decent quality 77 grain match-ish ammo available for only 10 to 15 cents per round more than the cheapest non-remanufactured brass ammo available on AmmoSeek. If AAC continues to chrono this well, it will become my go-to stockpile ammo. The biggest surprise for me, though, was that the AAC was actually slightly hotter than the IMI. which is known for being a fast ammunition. Out of the 14.5 inch, the AAC averaged 25 feet per second faster, and in the 16 inch, it averaged 35 feet per second faster than the IMI. While consistency is much more important than speed is for accuracy, the extra velocity does help to push the transonic zone out slightly further when you're wanting to push the limits of what 5.56 can do. Thanks for watching, folks. If you've chronoed either of these ammo, I'd love to hear in the comments how they performed. Y'all have a great day.